I'm going to give you 5 reasons why the twin flame journey can be this painful. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you some affirmations to help you a little bit further on your journey. So make sure you stay tuned till that. Let's start with reason number 1. Reason number 1 is that there's many differences in twin flames. That can be any kind. It can be age gaps, cultural differences, religious differences, and those differences can be kind of like painful because you are confronted with something that you haven't experienced like this before maybe, but you have to remember that those differences, the larger the differences, of course, the more we get to balance these things out. And the more differences we have, the more we can get triggered because our unhealed shadows are going to be shown back to us. And it shows that what do we lack or what do we have. And please remember, when I'm talking about my astrology videos, especially split twin flames, they usually have oppositions in astrology, and that means it is important to learn to balance the own inner feminine, the own inner masculine, and to learn to balance those differences. So the differences don't always have to be just when it comes, for example, societal differences or age gaps, but also they're kind of like thinking in a different way in some aspects. And of course, when you're confronted with something that is different from you, then that is something that can, of course, trigger some emotions that come up. But that is completely okay, because that is part of the journey to learn this inner balance and to learn what do I want, what do I need in this connection. Number 2, of course, is you feel extremely connected to the other person. It is often like a stronger connection than you have ever had to anyone in your life. And then if it's not going as smoothly as you would like it to be, then it is no surprise that it can hurt, because yeah, you're different yet you are the same, and you feel that they are part of you, and that can create this immense pain, you know, this intensity of it. Number 3, I already mentioned, is they mirror all of your shadows back to you. So imagine you do have some unhealed abandonment issues, then of course you will attract somebody who is not available in any kind of way. It could be that they're unavailable because they're still with another person. It could be that they're emotionally unavailable due to their own trauma or long distance or any kind of that. Okay, we can only attract mirrors. So if you have something that is unhealed within us, then the other person will show that back to us. So if it's not the fear of loss and abandonment that is not healed, it may be lack of self-love. You know, if you always put other people in front of you, you know, like you always say yes to everyone. And I'm not talking about not helping others when there is need. Of course, you always help others in situations of need. But how often do you, for example, say yes to your friend to meet them, even though you know, I'm exhausted, I need to like belong on my couch, and you still say yes? When you do that, you show the universe, look, universe, I don't deserve to be treated well. I don't do it myself. The universe, of course, thinks that you would deserve to be treated well, but they will always have to mirror back to you what's inside of you. So if you don't treat yourself well, and I'm not talking about narcissism, I'm not talking about being egoistic, because we're still part of society and we treat others like we want to be treated, but we need to treat ourselves good as well. Okay, that is rule number 1. And when we learn to treat ourselves well by, it can be anything: eating healthy, setting boundaries, working a job that we love, and not just working anything just to have the money, because we have limiting beliefs when it comes to that. It could be any kind of situation where we don't treat each other well. Our twin flame would mirror that back to us. They won't treat you, they won't treat you like a queen, the queen that is inside of you that you still have to find though. They will show you that you are not in this kind of energy yet, and that of course can be very painful. Another thing they mirror back to you would be your own beliefs. So if you have limiting beliefs when it comes to love in general, like, oh, love hurts, or the other gender, like men or women, they always are ... then of course that is getting mirrored back to you as well. Another thing they would mirror back to you is your beliefs about them. If you perceive them as somebody who always withdraws or is disrespectful, then remember the universe always wants to confirm your inner beliefs. So you need to start to override those beliefs, for example, by doing affirmations. Because if you see a person as somebody who always withdraws, then that is the order that gets sent to the universe. I want him to constantly withdraw, and that is what they will do. So they also mirror back to you what you think about them. So it is important that you first of all get clear about what do I actually think about them, how do I perceive them, and then to realize they're only acting in a way that is mirroring back my old beliefs. I need to change my beliefs in order to change their reaction towards me. Number 4, why does it hurt so much? They come into our life to trigger our wound of separation. You have to imagine we are one soul basically that split and split and split and split, and it creates the illusion of separation, even though we're not separate at all, but it creates this illusion to have this lively experience. And then there is another separation. When we come into this life, we're connected to mom. We grow in her belly, and then we're born, and we're still connected with the umbilical cord, and then that gets cut. We come out of this warm body into this cold world. It is cold in the first moment, and there's probably bright lights if there's like a hospital around you, and then you do get disconnected from that person you have been connected with. And that of course can create some trauma as well, even if you don't consciously remember it. So a twin flame comes and you feel more connected to them like to any other person ever, and then they leave you, and that creates or recreates that trauma of disconnection. So that can be an old wound that needs to be healed. And you can do that, for example, by strengthening your not your sacral chakra, but I said sacral chakra, so that might be important too. But I mean the root chakra, to really ground in this earth. But also when you ascend, you feel that you are connected to everybody else. And you need to remember the twin flame journey, first of all, is an awakening and ascension journey. That is foremost. Union is second. I believe every twin flame can achieve union. Check out my other content for that if you do know how it works. And if you want to help me coach you, then you can reach out. But I believe every twin flame can achieve union as long as the other person is still in the land of the living, of course. So it is just our job to get there, but it is a journey about ascension, which means it is important to heal those old wounds. Number 5, there's often outside influences. I already talked about the differences in, point number 1, age gaps, etc. But then there are societal differences, or maybe, the journey has been a bit rocky because, again, they have to mirror your unhealed stuff to you. And then you have your best friend saying, oh, I don't think this is going to work out. Maybe you should forget them. And your own inner voice is like, no, I feel this connection. But your surroundings are like, there's like this age gap, there's this different religion, there's like a difficulty, and that and that and that. And you're basically bombarded from outside people. And many of my clients say, after a while, I just stopped talking about my twin flame to my friends because they don't understand it. And that is an important step. Because in this twin flame connection, you deal with your own inner demons and shadows. You deal with the other person that is not acting in the way you would want them to act towards you yet, because you're not there yet on your journey. And then you're dealing with other people around you that maybe disapprove of this connection, or it's society in general, and you have picked up old ideas, about age gaps or religion differences, cultural class differences, whatever it is. And so this is about purging those old beliefs in order to ascend. It is about learning your inner voice. What does my soul tell me? What does my higher self tell me? And you need to learn to shut out the noise around you. But you need to remember, everything's our mirror. So if you have people who disapprove around you, then only because there's a part inside of you that is doubting. everything around you, everyone is you pushed out, as Neville Goddard said. So it is important to align, to find your own inner center, and then you will realize, once you are authentic, once you say yes to this journey, you put in the work, and you make sure that you really want this and that you can have it, then you will notice how the other people, the voice of the other people, they will cease after a while. But yes, it can be very painful when you are confronted with some outside informations that you don't want to hear in that moment. But let's get to the affirmations. I promised you they're just a couple, because it doesn't help to do like 20 in the beginning. And I wrote them down. One affirmation is, I am worthy of true love. Remember, your twin flame is mirroring back to you your sense of your own worthiness. So I am worthy of true love. Number 2, I am open to give and receive true love. That's another big issue. You know, we want it, but we're not really emotionally available because we're scared to get hurt again. So I am open to give and receive true love. Then we do have, I trust in the divine plan. I trust in the divine plan. Then, I am worthy of this union. I am worthy of this union. And the last one, I am the only one for my specific person. And here you can add in the word. And that one, of course, is important if there's like any third parties, or if you feel like they're flirting with other people. Then again, I am the only one for my specific person. I wish you all the best. YouTube is going to suggest you a video and a playlist right here. Make sure you click them, and I see you in another video. I wish you all the best now. Bye-bye.